Hello and welcome back to Verbal Substances, Danny Talks Episode 1. Today I'm going to be talking about slut shaming, and so we'll start it off with what is slut shaming. So slut shaming is when a person has sex with more than an average person, and with more people of course. As well as that, they can also be dressing scandalously in public, and people will call them a slut for whatever reason. And here's an example that you guys may have already heard. And if you guys haven't, well, now you will after this. So you go up to your friend and you tap him on the shoulder and you're like, "Hey dude, so you see that girl over there, Becky? I think she's been digging on you lately. I think you guys have a connection between you two." And then he replies and he's like, "Nah, dude, I ain't gonna fuck that bitch. I ain't even gonna date her. I don't wanna catch anything. She's a slut. I don't wanna throw my hot dog down her hallway." And yeah, so shit like that is very detrimental, especially because slut shaming has mostly been focused on women, and that's a big problem. It's very sexist and it hurts civil rights in a way. And so what's wrong about all that is that, what the fuck is wrong with having sex with as many people as you like? Because as long as you're not catching diseases or whatever, you can't just assume someone has a disease. Disclosure is very important. And how come guys don't get slut shamed? Guys can have sex, especially in America. Guys can have sex with as many girls as they want, and they're praised for it. They're seen as a player, a ladies' man, and it's kind of bullshit. And I just don't get it. And this comes to the point of an analogy that's very common that I've heard. So if guys have sex with a lot of girls, they're a master key, and if girls have sex with a lot of guys, they're a broken lock. And so what's up with that? The analogy sounds great on paper and the context fits, but does it really work? I don't think it does. You can't compare humans to, locks and keys, because we're not locks and keys. We're much more complicated than that, and I don't think the amount of people you have sex with should be a problem. And so why are people slut shaming each other? I think for boys it's that they might be afraid of, say, catching a disease that they're unsure of, but like I said, disclosure is very important. And besides that, it's just are they afraid of girls outperforming them? Because guys are supposed to be macho, so if they're not macho, they seem like a pussy, which I'll probably talk about later. It comes back to sexist remarks, But anyway, and I find that a lot of girls slut shame each other because they're either jealous, or the girl that slut shames another is one with a boyfriend, and they feel like because they have a boyfriend, they're more steady. And if you go out and have sex with a bunch of people, you're basically worthless, and you make women look bad, which I disagree with, because sex is great. Safe sex is great sex, so as long as that person definitely focuses on latex, it's a great idea. And safe sex is a way to prevent diseases. As well as that, it's a way to prevent pregnancies, especially unwanted pregnancies. And I've actually seen more girls of faith become more pregnant at a younger age than someone who's called a slut, which seems to be a big problem. But the important issue to think about is basically self-respect and other people's respect. You shouldn't disrespect someone just because they have sex with a bunch of people. You should keep the same ideas and, let people live their lives. You can't just, look down on someone because they do something you disagree with. Does it really affect you? Is it hurting your life? Is it hurting your family's life? I honestly don't think so. You can probably argue that a slut will motivate your peers to do crazy, rambunctious things, but I definitely disagree. And sex is intimate and very personal. So if you think someone's a slut, if you know that one of your friends has had sex with a lot of different people, don't go telling potential guys that they might date or whatever. They might be gay, bi, pansexual, or whatever, just don't go telling people that you think they're a slut. Let people find out for themselves if they've had sex with a lot of people. Let the person that they might be pursuing disclose upon themselves. Otherwise, it's disrespectful, and besides that, it's just not cool, you know? And who the fuck cares? Really, that's the big point of this issue is who the fuck cares? If you dislike what you dislike, let people like what they like, you know? You don't have to speak out about it unless it hurts you and other people. I don't think having sex with a lot of people is hurting anyone as long as they're not disclosing that they have diseases, if they have diseases, you know? And next time you want to call someone a slut, don't do it, you know? You can call someone a slut if they're awesome, if you're having intimate experiences with them, you know, if you're having a good old time and you have sex with them and you call them a good slut, that's great, you know, but it needs to be consensual, as sex should be in general, you know, but don't call people a slut. Please don't, because it's fucked up, it's sexist, especially if you say it towards a woman, and yeah, besides that, you know, if you think about it, sluts definitely know how to fuck better. Fuck better. Uh, and yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like or subscribe, and bye-bye.